Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode we managed to reach orbit, so let's find something else to do. Explore the Mun, this seems like something we could do. Sure. Okay. What are the specs on these? I don't know. Let's just get going to the Mun. And research, we definitely want basic science. This would be good too, for the bigger fuel tanks and new engines. And let's get stability, it's cheap. Astronaut complex, we can upgrade to be able to do EVAs. Upgrade launch pad so we can launch bigger vessels. And let's go to the vehicle assembly building. So here's our craft that goes to orbit. It's basically fine, but we have this new experiment storage unit here. And that means we don't need duplicate thermometers anymore. So replace those without symmetry this time. Got a science junior, couple fuel tanks with goo down over here, I guess. And one of our new small engines. These are good in vacuum, so they're good for upper stages. And we have these new radial decouplers, which we could use, but I don't know if they're strictly necessary. Let's try just sticking with the regular decouplers for now. Get one of these, enable crossfeed, and a couple more fuel tanks, and maybe a solid booster. And let's increase the flow priority on these. Check our staging. This decouples, then this decouples, then that, then these. To the Mun. And maybe put some nose cones on here. What are we at? 30 of 30 parts. Okay, that's our parts limit until we upgrade the assembly building. So let's try and launch this. Hopefully it'll be stable. I guess we shall see. Just time warp a little bit. You can see the fuel is draining from these tanks first. This might be a little touchy. No, it's actually relatively stable. Seems to be righting itself when I turn it. Okay, eject those boosters. And we are no longer passively stable. But fortunately we have these swivel engines. But we do wanna get turning. Okay. We're high enough up that the atmosphere is thin enough that the swivel engines can keep us pointed in roughly the right direction. Check our apo. Check our altitude. We can probably keep turning, I think. And everything's going okay so far. How much fuel do we have left here? A bit. Fuel does go through tanks when they're connected directly sideways like this. Time to Apo being listed would be nice. I don't remember which upgrade that is. Maybe it's the tracking station. Well, let's just time warp a little bit here. And start burning, I guess. You can sort of see if the Apo is going towards or away from you, or if the distance is staying about the same. This stage is probably going to burn out relatively soon, and our next stage doesn't have quite as much thrust. So we do want to be a little bit careful not to overshoot our Apo here. But I think we'll be okay. Okay, and that stage is done. And the next stage. And just time warp a bit. Looks like we are going to pass the Apo, so I'll nose up to like 10 degrees or so. And now we are totally fine. In fact, I'll turn off the time warp. Watch our parry here. Should start rotating. And we're at 75.81. Well, that's okay. So just quick save here. How are we doing on everything? Everything looks okay. Next up, heading to the Mun. We apparently cannot set it as a target yet. Maybe I want to go back to the Space Center and upgrade the tracking station here. If we have enough money for that. We do. Okay. So let's go back to our craft. Now we have patched conics. Very good. Very good. Set as target. And about halfway, or rather 90 degrees before it, we start burning here. And we want to encounter it. There's a nice parry. And warp to next maneuver. Actually, I should probably get on the target first, since this is going to be a long burn. There we go. Warp to next maneuver. Five, four, three, two, one. Time warp complete. And just burn on this target. And let's go to max time warp. Okay. Looks like our burn was a little bit early. But it's not a big deal. We can make corrections easily enough. And let's just watch our actual orbit here. Get rid of this maneuver. Wait until we're not impacting the Mun. Are we still impacting it? I think we might still be impacting it here. Yes, there we go. Now we can quick save and warp until we get to the Mun. Or, well, I might want to do a mystery goo in high Kerbal orbit here. And a crew report. Keep experiment. Observe mystery goo. Keep experiment. And collect all in our container. There we go. Oh, and we have, of course, the barometer and the thermometer. And collect all our data. So let's warp to our encounter. How are we doing on fuel? Our tanks are a little bit under half full. Well, a little bit less than that actually. But, well, we're not doing too much. So we should be okay. Something to keep an eye on though, for sure. Another 100 meters per second to burn. Well, warp here. Let's just pin our fuel for now. Yeah. Node in a minute. Try and burn right on the parry here. Okay. And now we're in an orbit of the Mun. So let's collect some data. Unfortunately, it's a bit dark, but we can manage here. Keep experiment. Crew report. Keep EVA. EVA report. Keep board. And collect all our data. You know, we can keep this too. And we can observe the materials bay. Keep that. And we're near the Mun now. Keep experiment. Collect all our data. Okay, we have some... Right. It's, we have duplicate data. Oh well. That's fine. Log pressure data, keep data. Log temperature. And collect all that. Get rid of our maneuver here. And I think what I will actually do is get into a little bit more of a polar orbit. How much of a burn would that be? 65? Oh no, that's not enough. Another 105. How's our fuel doing? Oh, this is scientific data from the Mun. Oh, I guess we need to... oh yes, recover or transmit. Yes. Everything is fine here. Now, since we are in low orbit, we actually get different effects depending on the biome with certain things. I think the temperature scan, maybe? Log temperature? No, I guess it's not biome dependent. Yeah. Oh well. I guess we can just get heading back to Kerbin here. So we want to burn maybe here or so. No. Delete this maneuver. And burn here until our Kerbin parry is inside the atmosphere, but not actually impacting the planet. Inside the atmosphere, a little lower. That'll do. I thought there was something biome dependent here, but maybe not. This is biome dependent, okay. Collect all our data. Yes. But the thermometer and the barometer just say in space near the mun. And so does the crew report. So we could keep doing EVAs and collecting the EVA reports. We've gotten a couple. What's our altitude here? Oh, we want to be burning. Let's get going out of the... let's get going out of here. Head back to Kerbin, I think. And follow the prograde, I guess. Or no. We want to warp to this maneuver here. Okay. Warp to next maneuver. I'd added a maneuver accidentally, I think. Warp to next maneuver. Sometimes it's a little bit faster to do it manually and use warp here or hit the time warp yourself. You do have to be pretty careful though, not to just blow past where you want to go. Alright. How's our fuel doing? Still doing okay. So we want to watch this here and stop when it gets to be about 30 kilometers. Just time warp a little bit, I guess. And getting real close now. Just a little bit lower. That'll do. That'll do. Okay. Well, let's just time warp here. And we will be coming in a bit hot. But we actually have some delta V remaining if we want to slow down. Like so. Alright. Well, go ahead and warp here. In fact, let's warp until we hit the atmosphere. There we go. And now we can just burn retrograde. There we go. Oh, the science lab might explode. But, oh well. That's what we have a heat shield for. Yeah, we're totally fine. Everything is actually perfectly fine. A few explosions, but the experiment storage unit is okay. Jeb is okay. That's just how Jeb does things. Don't need that maneuver anymore. And our heat shield is doing fine too. In fact, things are so safe that we should just sort of time warp past some of this. Alright. Here's the slow boring part. Even on maximum time warp, it does take a little while. I think they changed things so parachutes are faster because they deploy a little lower. You can adjust them, of course, if you want, but the standard settings are pretty good. And just max time warp. Or, you know what? EVA. And board. And collect all. Crew report. Collect all. Just a little bit more science. Alright, we have landed. Let's see how much we got. Loading, loading. 330 basically. So we're up to 372 science. Seems good. Didn't get much of our money back, of course, but that's okay. We should have fulfilled our contract. Yep, we completed Explore the Mun. Excellent. And we have some new contracts. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.